Hi and welcome to Sewing Street tutorial YouTube. I would like to tell you about how to use your felting needle safely and how to keep yourself safe in general when you're needle felting. I'm Steffi from The Makers and I've needle felted for 20 years. I'm telling you these stories because I've seen a lot of it happening in the hundreds and hundreds of workshops that I run every year. So basically you're using a very sharp needle. Just be aware of it. If you stab yourself with this, it hurts. Now, the idea is not to stab yourself, obviously. So try and keep the needle away from your fingers. Now, you can get finger protectors if for whatever reason you're notoriously stabbing into your fingers constantly, and they are made from really sturdy leather and they will keep your fingers safe. If you use your needle and you don't use it for the next minute or so, then keep it safely somewhere tucked away. Don't have it on the table, because sometimes you accidentally sweep it off the table and it might end up good knows where. And these needles are made from stainless steel. They're actually like magnetic clasps or anything like this. I've had this in workshops where you couldn't find a needle and it ended up on a lady's handbag clasp. So keep your needles safe at all times. When you finish needle felting, put them away in a safe place. Keep them out of reach of those who shouldn't be anywhere near them. Now, needle felting, we say age of 10 or plus, always under adult supervision, even with children, because you never know what they might get up to with the needle. So make sure that you are watching children needle felting. Now, we say children can needle felt, but just making you aware that even a cute mouse like this is not a toy. It's decoration only. So there are small parts in there and you really don't want to give this to your young children or pets. Keep your needle felting safe from pets and keep your pets safe from needle felting. It works both ways. Dogs and cats love wool. They will absolutely shred it. So you don't want them ending up with tiny little pieces in their mouths. And of course, you don't want your needle felted item to be shredded into pieces either. So do keep them safe and keep them away. The other thing is about needle felting. When you break a needle, you need to dispose of it safely, ideally in a sharp bin. But of course, you can also wrap it up multiple times and then pop it in your bin. In general, we don't share needles. Don't share needles because for the obvious reasons, if you've stabbed yourself, you don't want to pass that on to somebody else. So make sure you use your own needles and you don't pass them around, or worse still, when you go to a workshop, make sure you're getting a brand new needle. I would never hand out a needle that has been used by somebody else. And I think I've pretty much covered most of it, except we haven't talked about wool. If you are allergic to wool, obviously needle felting might be a challenge to you, because if it's on contact and you already get a rash or you have problems breathing or anything like this, don't touch the wool. There are alternatives. There is vegan fiber available. We tend not to use it because it's often man-made fiber, and obviously wool is completely compostable. But if you love needle felting and you have no other choice, then go for this. And lanolin is also something that people can be allergic to. It's not just wool, it can sometimes just be lanolin. Well, just to reassure you, our wool, most of it is completely free of lanolin. Be aware of that, so you might find that needs investigating further. And I think I've covered everything there is to cover about health and safety. There's always something else, I'm sure, but this is sort of broadly speaking what we are all about, keeping it safe and having lots of fun. Subscribe and like the channel, and then you get lots more access to needle felting and other crafty tutorials.